Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're looking inside my makeup bag. I love these videos because I feel like with so many different products coming out every month, every year, it's really hard to gauge what's actually good and worth spending your money on versus what's like just a nice to have. So I feel like when you look at someone's makeup bag, it basically shows what they use day to day. I personally see my makeup bag as prime real estate. Everything in there has to deserve its space, otherwise I'm not carrying it around. This is my makeup bag. Generally, like, I don't carry my makeup around with me to work, which is why, I mean, that's like, this is bursting at the seams, so it wouldn't be really practical for me to carry it around, but I would take it on like traveling with me. But yeah, it's like super stuffed, and I probably have only one of every kind of item in there, so like one foundation, one concealer, and it's still pretty jam-packed. My makeup bag is from Marimekko for Clinique. I basically got it free from buying some stuff from Clinique, and yeah, I kept it around. It's like, you know, it's a pretty makeup bag. It's nothing like wow, but I love the size of it. It fits a whole load of stuff, as you can see. And what I want to do is just pull out things at random and basically tell you what it is I love about it and who I think it'd work for. So the first thing I have is my trusty beauty blender. I'm sure it doesn't come as a surprise. It's a pretty standard holy grail product for a lot of people. What I love about it is I can basically do my whole base, so foundation, concealer, contour, with this one product, and it's just really dinky to keep in a makeup bag and not have to worry about like loads of other brushes. And I think it just gives like the best flawless finish for setting, for putting on makeup and even powder as well. While I do really love the beauty blender, the only downside I find is it does soak up a bit of product, especially when you have a new one. I don't mind sacrificing a little bit of product because it blends so easily. It saves me space and I don't have to carry a ton of brushes around. The next product I have is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the color Truffle, and it's basically what I use for contouring. I think the bullet packaging is just really perfect for me. It's just so easy to chuck in a bag and take it around with you. I love just, you know, drawing it on my face and drawing where I want to get a contour and just blending it out with my beauty blender. It's just the easiest way for me to contour without having like a separate pot and a separate brush. What I also like about this is I sometimes just put it on my eyes if I want a quick shadow and just blend it out as well. It's just a really convenient, easy way to like get a couple of uses out of one product. Moving on to my foundation, it has to be Nars Sheer Glow. It's basically been my foundation for about 6 years, I think. I love this foundation so much. It just gives the perfect glowy finish, and I love the fact that you can build it up, so you don't need to have like a heavyweight foundation and a medium foundation. You can just layer this up if you're looking to be extra glam and need really high coverage. I personally use it as a medium coverage foundation, and it is my go-to foundation. I've tried a ton of foundations in the past, but I always end up missing the Nars Sheer Glow. I try not to buy like millions of different foundations and use it one by one because I know I'll end up forgetting about one and then it'll just go to waste. But whenever I am going through a period where I'm trying a new foundation, I always get really antsy and I always miss the Nars Sheer Glow, and then when I put it on, like after I've used like another foundation, it always feels like, oh, I'm home now, like this looks like me. And I just think it's such a beautiful finish, and it looks like really natural but flawless, and it's definitely worth a go, but you do have the option of going heavy if you need to. I feel like it just does everything. Next, we're moving on to Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. It's got a cultish following, so it comes with a highlighter and a bronzer, and I really like the bronzer because I feel like I can get myself bronzy without going too dark. I feel like I'm in a bit of an in-between skin tone where the bronzer's catered for like darker complexions, sometimes like looks too muddy on me, and then the ones for lighter complexions sometimes just never show up on me. And I think this is just a good in-between. Like, it is something I have to build up if I want like a really bronzy glow, but I don't mind building it up just because then it means I have a bit more control with what I'm doing. So it comes with a highlighter as well. I do really like the highlighter, but as more of a sheen on me rather than like a big wow highlighter, but it is really nice if I want to use it sort of day to day. On days where I really can't be asked but I need to look presentable, I like using the bronzer as an eyeshadow as well. It's just easy to kind of just put a quick coat and it makes it look like you've done something when you really haven't done a whole lot. Next, I have my lipstick from Marc Jacobs, and it's in the color Infamous. This was part of their, like, you know, when they first launched the brand, so I'm not sure if they have more collections out of lipstick, but this was like part of the original. I know it was part of the first line when it came out. For me, it's like a My Lips kind but better type lipstick. It's not too in your face, and I just love the color. It's just so easy. I can put it on without looking in the mirror, and if I want to look more put together, I'll just use a liner. It's just something that I can do without having to think about it and without any faff. Next I have the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So this mascara pretty much has the whole beauty community, like, you know, fangirling over it, and it is a really great mascara. I'm not sure if they do like a non-waterproof version, because I really love it, but the only problem is waterproof can be a bit of a faff at the end of the day, especially when you're really tired and you don't want to be like getting into it with your eyes. That's my only, like, and that's completely on me, but it is a really brilliant mascara. I love the way they make my lashes look. They look so voluminous and even longer, which I always am very skeptical when I hear like mascaras making your lashes look longer or making your lashes longer, because how are they going to like add hair onto your lashes? But anyway, it does give you like a sort of falsies kind of look. The only, I would say, downside to it is in terms of price, it is a bit on the higher end for a mascara. There are a ton of like really great like high street options, like where you can get from like Maybelline and L'Oreal, so it really just depends if you're looking to spend a bit more on a mascara or not. I do find that you can get really great options on the high street as well. My next product is the Fenty Beauty highlighter compact in Kilowatt, and I just love this product. Ooh, if I can even open it. I love Hustler Baby. As you can see, I've hit pan on it. It just gives you the most beautiful champagne shimmer on your cheeks. I do like the fact that they do have a more subtle one as well. As you can see, I have not really touched the subtle one. I'm all about the like really shiny, shimmery highlighter. It's just, I love the look of it. I do wish the collection had Hustler Baby on its own, but it's okay. I use Mean Money for areas where I want a subtle hint of shimmer, like down the bridge of your nose or on the inner corners when you're not looking to do like something OTT. Next, I want to move on to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette, which I have been obsessed with. If I'm honest, like I kind of got out of the loop of wearing eyeshadow. I just never really got the time, but when I saw this palette, firstly the packaging was amazing, and I thought, oh, I have to have it. And it's one of those times where I was like, Ashani, like you don't need it, you don't wear eyeshadow that often. What do you like, you know, when you're having that internal battle like at the shop and you're trying to, like, you really want something and you have like a devil and an angel like fighting against each other to say like, don't buy it, you don't need it, you need to save your money. Well, the devil won this time, but I have to say it has really got me into wearing shadow a lot. I just love the colors. They're so shimmery and quite a cool palette, which I think works best for me with my complexion. And I love that there's like, you know, you have shimmers and mattes, and it's just a beautiful palette and something you can play around with to have lots of different looks. It's nothing OTT, and I keep it in my makeup bag just because it's easy to go to. At the moment I'm really liking Twig, which is a light mushroomy colour, and then topping it with Cinder and then just blending it out. It's just really subtle and brings just a bit of attention to the eyes. I just feel like this is a really good palette. Maybe if you are starting new, I would definitely say this is worth looking into, but if you do have a lot of neutral palettes, you probably don't need it. But like I said, it has inspired me a lot to try a bit more with my eye makeup. Next, I want to move on to brows. I have two of the Anastasia Beverly Hills products here. So both of them are in the color Ebony, and I have the brow definer and the brow wiz. I don't know if it's just me, but I always end up breaking one side of my brow wiz, which is really frustrating. It's usually the brush end. I always break it on every single one I've had so far, but these are just great products. I love the fact that I can fill in my brows. My brows are really dark without it looking like Dennis the Menace. That's always my concern when I fill out my brows. I don't want any like black or really dark on it. So Ebony is a great color for me. I just started using the brow definer about a month ago, and I really like it for like actually, I mean, that's what it's meant to be for defining your brows. So at the start of the brow here and like over here, I have some gaps. So this is just a great product to close those gaps, and then I fill in with my brow wiz. I do think they have a good shade range if you've got darker brows and you don't want to look like Dennis the Menace. I suggest maybe try it in store to see how it looks on you before you buy it, because I feel like brow colors are kind of a hard thing to get right. Next, I wanted to move on to the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops in the color Tantalize. This is basically liquid bronzer, which I love to mix in with my foundation or put on like my whole face before I put foundation on. It just gives you an amazing bronzy glow, especially like in the winter. I feel like it just brings a bit of life to my like skin. I feel like in the winter I get really pasty. I'm pretty sure that's like like everybody, but they do other shades. I've gone for the darkest one, and you can get really bronzed with this if you keep adding into it. So for me, I just mix 1 drop into my foundation or put 1 drop all over my face beforehand. I guess it's essentially the same thing, but I sometimes concentrate in areas like around my hairline and where I'm going to be contouring, just to give me a more natural bronzy look. Next, I'm moving on to the Maybelline Anti-Age Corrector. I bought it here in Italy, so I can't remember what it's called back in the UK, but again, this is a really like holy grail product. It's got a sponge tip applicator, and you can basically draw on your concealer, and it's just lovely and creamy. And I find with a lot of concealers, I end up like getting cracks under my eyes due to fine lines, but I feel like this fills them in a bit better. I mean, I still have some cracking, it's not completely gone, but I do think this does a better job than a lot of concealers I have tried. But I feel like this has helped me like use concealer again, because I was like afraid to do it for a really long time. Yeah, I'm in the color Sand. It's a really good concealer if you're planning to bake. Of course, the best thing about this is the price. Like, for I think about €8 I bought it for. You can't go wrong, really. Next, I have the Farsali Skintune Blur Primer. This is really nice. I really love the feel of it on my skin. I do notice a difference when I put foundation on. It does like blur out my pores a bit and gives me a like really nice finish on my foundation. I wouldn't say it like keeps my foundation on any longer than it normally would, but it's more just for the look of like reduced pores. So if you're looking for something to like keep your foundation on a lot longer, this is probably not the product you're looking for. I'm almost there. Like, well done to you if you've stuck around through all of this. So next, I have the Too Faced Better Than Sex liquid liner. I find this liner really easy. It's really thin and fine, so even if you like mess up a little bit, you can go in really quickly and just wipe it off. The extent of you like messing up won't be that bad. It's such a quick and easy tool, and I don't find it smudges on me. I usually have a really big problem with smudging liner, just because my eyelids are quite hooded and they like touch the top of my eye. So with some liners, I end up having like little panda eye things going on, but I don't find with the Too Faced liner that this happens. So I'm on my last 2 products. So the next one I wanted to talk about was the Heart Off the Cuff blusher palette, which is actually really old. I feel like powder products last really long time, but I still use this palette. It's got 5 different shades of the Amazonian Clay 24-hour blushes, and I think it just has everything you'd need. They're a matte finish. One thing I would say is that this color here doesn't really work for me. It's a bit too light, so I end up using it as a shadow, which is a shame because it's actually meant to be a bronzer, but yeah, it's a bit too light. So the last product that I'm completely obsessed with is the Nars Power Matte liquid lipstick. I have it in the color American Woman, and it's just such a great comfortable lipstick. It's what I'm wearing on my lips now. It has a matte finish, but it's really comfortable. It doesn't feel like the life has been sucked out of my lips, which is always a good thing with matte lipsticks. And they've got like a really nice shade range. There's not an extensive amount of colors, but they also have an amazing red, which I have. This is also fast becoming one of my everyday lipsticks. It's pretty much a similar color to the Marc Jacobs one. It's a very Your Lips But Better. I don't feel like I need to line it. And yeah, I feel like this collection is really underrated. I don't really hear people talk about it that often, but if you're looking for matte lipsticks and you have dry lips and you're looking for something really that has a comfortable wear, but I would definitely recommend to check out the Nars Power Matte lipsticks because they are really good. Okay, so that was it. We're done. My makeup bag is completely empty. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it. We're done. We've had a look at everything in my makeup bag. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and the next time you're out shopping and you're looking to try something new, I would definitely recommend all of the items that I had in my makeup bag. And like, yeah, it would definitely be worth a try. If you do try anything, please let me know, because I'd love to know if you got on with it as well as I did. If there's some products in here that you absolutely hate, I would also like to know, because it would be really interesting to see what you think about it. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.